Hello everyone at Kaggle and Google. I'd like to thank you all for putting on a great course with great hosts and really fun course materials and live stream. And I'd like to wish you all a happy Easter wherever everyone is in the world. I'd like to introduce myself as Benjamin Smart, and today I'd like to talk about my Capstone project, which is differentiating pseudocolonic bowel obstruction, or otherwise known as SIPO, from physical bowel obstruction using generative AI. And this is a playground for myself to be challenged in the high risk sectors, if you so to speak, as I do sort of allude to throughout the notebook, where I was thinking about for quite a while actually into the days of my capstone project. I was thinking, what shall I actually do? Something in cybersecurity, something in medicine, and I decided of doing something closer to home because of my mum. She's actually been suffering for SIPO for quite a long time, and it went misdiagnosed for such a long period of time. And when I was brainstorming ideas, I thought, what can I create that is quite challenging to try and keep the model focused, task-based as much as possible, objective, objective within the context and the parameters that are set, and not overly objective. Things like this, and I thought to myself, something that is crucial actually, and there's not a lot of awareness of the disease SIPO, or pseudocolonic bowel obstruction. In my mother's case, she was misdiagnosed for 2 or 3 years. There's people in the Port charity, the pseudocolonic bowel obstruction charity, that have had the same thing, misdiagnosed for years, told that it was anxiety, depression, IBS, because there is no physical obstruction on CT scans and other tests, and because of the lack of awareness of dysmotility and slow transit. This was leads a lot down to a prolonged, people having prolonged misdiagnosis. So having a screener that a gastroenterologist, a GP, a doctor, for example, could use to help them determine, if there's a special type of test such as dysmotility tests, slow transit studies, that one could have if they are not showing having any physical blockages, but they're having all the symptoms such as bloating, nausea, potential vomiting, and distension, among other symptoms. So I actually thought to myself, this is could be the perfect capstone project to really challenge myself and actually potentially work on after this if I can sort of get the essential credibility, accountability, reliability of the application within a clinical day-to-day use is basically, once you could get it down to that point, you could easily whip up a UI, basic UI for the user or for the general practice. So yeah, I'd really like everyone with the prompts, when you get a chance to edit the prompts, to test it with the documents where it's just retrieving documents, and also if you could play around when the line graph is also going as well. Just play around when you get to do different prompts from both a clinical perspective. Later on, when you'll see towards right at the end here, you'll see the clinical output, where it will provide like a confidence rating, self-reflection on the answer, and then it'll also put like an AI-assisted clinical summary, patient-reported input. So this is as if like the doctor was typing in, for example, a prompt to Gemini, to this app, and then it was providing output in a clinical context summary of like likely concern, possible diagnosis, recommended next clinical steps, escalation criteria, and loads of disclaimers. And so the point is you go throughout this book, in the markdown sections, you'll see when I'm talking about the different prompts and the tone and different stuff, you'll have quite fun, playing with them. But if not, you can still see the outputs of the cells anyway. So yeah, for everyone out there, I really do appreciate all that Kaggle and Google do. The resources are really tremendous, to be honest. This has kickstarted my love again for getting back into development with AI. To be honest, it's not something that I've focused on too much in the last year or so of my life for personal reasons. I'm not going to go into too much here. Stuff like this gives me a sort of motivation to be able to do it. So yeah, I really do appreciate everyone's resources, and I really do hope you like the utilization of the generative AI tools. And touch wood, there is no errors somehow. Yeah, and it all runs smooth. So thank you so much, Kaggle, and best wishes to everyone.